Hello, friends and fans of the podcast, and welcome to another surprise episode, an episode that just out of nowhere gets released on a day that is not Wednesday or Saturday. Why do I do this? Well, because it's fun. It is fun. You know what I'm actually suffering through right now? Believe it or not, your host, Artie Aster of B Sharp and C, is suffering through a case of the Smondays. It's when Sunday begins to kind of feel like Monday. And I don't know when this happened. It kind of like, I think it was at like noon, 1 o'clock. I started to get really tired and I'm like, oh, let me take a nap. And then I was like, okay, well, let me like practice my trumpet, or let me practice my guitar, or whatever. And I didn't have the energy to do it. I was actually like depressed, and I'm thinking, well, why do I not have this desire? I don't have the desire to play. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing, especially if waking up on Monday morning to start your work week is something that you dread. And I kind of go back and forth on this because I've been like at Starbucks, I've been in the drive-thru, I've been in a lot of places where it is so painfully obvious that the person who's helping you would rather have needles shoved under their fingernails. They hate their life, they hate their job, and they hate your face. Your presence in front of them brings them tremendous stress. And this is a real thing. This is a real thing. There are a lot of really unhappy people out there, really unfulfilled, and they hate their jobs. And they take it out on the customer. Now, I don't agree with that, but I've heard, there was this one famous comedian who's, by the way, a famous comedian. So he probably likes his job, and I'm guessing I'm going to guess that he's probably, I don't know how much the guy's worth, but I'm going to guess he's raking in the millions, right? And he did this whole comedy bit about how people hate their job and how he doesn't like it when he goes to the drive-thru and he said, if you hate your job, just get another one. And I'm not one of those people, because I know finding jobs, especially here in Florida, where the job market is about as booming as it was in America in the 1930s. It's just not easy to find work. And then sometimes you find a job making a certain amount per hour and you think this is it, because the last 5 or 6 interviews you had, they only paid a couple bucks an hour. You found a job that, hey, this pays a certain amount per hour. It actually pays my bills. I am taking it. And you don't want to look for work. You don't want to go through the crap of getting called up and getting excited about a job interview and then finding out it pays like $7 an hour. And you do the math and you're like, this isn't nearly enough. By the way, I don't know what the Florida minimum wage is. I know it's ridiculously low. Florida, for all that it offers as far as nice weather, it rains every day, every afternoon. People say, oh, Florida, the weather's so nice. It's nice down here. It is. But it is, in the summertime, it is going to turn into a scene from the movie Twister every day at 4. So just be prepared for that. And be prepared to be confused when you say, okay, let's go to the beach tomorrow. And then you look at your phone and it says rain. And then you don't go to the beach, but then it's not raining. It's sunny all day, but at 5 o'clock, boom, bam, boom, in comes the tornado, right? So Florida, for as nice as it is, and it does offer a lot in a lot of different ways, for as nice as it is, the job market is extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Jobs in IT. Oh, we need someone to work in IT, second tier. They need to have 7 years experience. They need to do this. They have to have 88 degrees, and they have to be able to memorize the periodic table. They have to be able to quote every aspect of Newton's theory of relativity. And by the way, we pay $9.50 an hour. And it's like, what? An IT job that offers all this, and that's what they're that's what they're offering? It's frustrating, and that's Florida. So when you find a job, you tend to want to keep it. So I find that the whole thing of, well, if you hate your job so much, quit and get another one, that does apply in certain circles. It's not a blanket truth that I think applies to everyone everywhere. But yeah, there are a lot of people who just Sunday night rolls along, and it starts early. It starts at like 4 o'clock sometimes, even sometimes in the afternoon, like early, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Dread sets in. People don't even want to go to bed because they know that they have to wake up to go to work. And if that's your case, I truly feel you. I really do. I truly feel you. I know that is not a pleasant situation to be in. And I feel it too sometimes. I feel it today. 1 o'clock came around and I'm like, I don't want to work tomorrow. I don't even want to play my instruments right now. And that's sad when you have something that you love, but yet this crushing feeling of dread that you can't even identify is stopping you from being productive. So that is why I'm doing this surprise episode now. I need to fight through this. I need to work through this feeling of sadness. So here I am. All right. So B sharp and C, what the is today's episode? Weird news coming to you from my studio. Now, I have to start this by saying I've been in Florida now for almost 4 years. And as I was moving down here and as I was telling people I'm getting ready to move down to Florida, a lot of people would tell me, "Oh, Florida man," because if you just go to Google and type in Florida man, you're going to find something completely stupid. You will. It's bound to happen. This just in: Florida man drowns in his sink wearing nothing but a tuxedo. That doesn't make sense. Nothing but a tuxedo? I mean, a tuxedo is quite a lot, actually. But anywho, you get the point. You're going to get weird news living in Florida, and you're going to see it too. I went online and I found 3 news items that are recent that are very strange news. And it's funny because one of it is on Fox. One is from Sky News, and the other one is from Huffington Post. So I tried to grab a little bit from each side, and Sky News has fallen essentially into the tabloid category. But we're not political, by the way. At any point of any conversation, do we choose a side? And, so if I choose something from CNN to talk about and say, look at this is a stupid article, it doesn't mean I'm Republican. And if I choose something from Fox News and say, oh my God, this is such a riot, it doesn't mean I'm knocking on, Fox and, oh, Artie must be Democrat. I'm choosing just weird news from the news. I actually have a 4th bit here from some overseas news agency. I believe it is from somewhere in Saudi Arabia. What the heck is it called? What news agency? It's funny. You click on the article, right? And on the article itself, before you even begin to start reading the article, 88.5 pop-ups come up. First of all, that stupid pop-up comes up. We have cookies. Do you accept our cookies? And I understand there are a lot of people who are like, I'm against these cookies. I don't want them on my computer. People are spying on me. Yeah. Conspiracies are real. Haven't you heard of what happened to John McAfee? And, it's funny because at some point I think John McAfee is going to be a future episode. Nothing to do with music, nothing to do with entertainment, but we can make anything entertaining, baby. All right, so our first news item is something straight out of a horror movie, and I just need to come right out. I need to preface this whole news bit here. It's out of Austria, okay? And I need to just say that the snake in the toilet thing has been on the news and has been urban legendized over and over again. I know I automatically don't believe any article I read about snakes in toilets. I just don't for some reason. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't know what it is. But anyways, this is a guy in Austria. 65-year-old man sits down on the toilet and he felt something bite him. And I love how this article puts it. He felt a pinch in the area of his genitals. I mean, it's pretty much the only thing exposed, that in your butt, as you're sitting there on the toilet, so there's not much there. That's why I'm so afraid of snakes in the toilet. There's one thing that's kind of right in their face, and if they're mad at it, they're going to bite it. And, he felt a pinch in his genital area. But this isn't the weird part of the news. What ended up happening, according to this article, is that the police investigated, and I can guarantee they were all nudging each other on the shoulders. Oh my God, can you believe this? Oh my God, I'm so happy it wasn't me. But yeah, so they had to investigate, and they found out that the neighbor had 11 snakes. So apparently one snake said, I want to bite a guy's genitals, and just left the roost. Went looking for some old man to bite. And that he did. But this is what actually is the kicker. They needed to, oh, by the way, first of all, it was a reticulated python. I'm just going to admit, what the heck, I don't know what the word reticulated means, but a python is a snake. It's a big snake, right? And reticulated is 5 syllables. You put 5 syllables before any snake name, and it just makes it sound worse, doesn't it? He wasn't just bit by any python. This was a reticulated python. Horribly deadly. I don't even know what the heck the word means. What does reticulated even mean? Is it good? Is it bad? For all I know, reticulated means toothless and harmless. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this was a reticulated python that bit this man in the genital area. Not general area. Let me say that correctly. Genital area. But my favorite part of this whole entire article is that they had to get the animal expert in, or the animal emergency expert. So probably someone who's part of the police force who deals with animals. But they had to be called in, and they had to, are you ready? Retrieve the animal, clean the animal, and return it to its owner. So what I need to know is, how did that conversation go in the police station? How does do you just tell the new guy on the team, hey, you said you were willing to do anything to protect and to serve. Well, I've got a special assignment for you. Hey, Officer Newman. Yeah, Captain? How can I be of service? Well, we got a real dangerous situation on those apartment buildings near the lakefront. Well, count me in, because I will protect and serve the community, sir. Well, I was kind of hoping you'd say that. What we have is a really weird situation. There's been an incident where there's a meticulated python with some fecal matter caked on its face. We need you to go down to the house, take it out of the toilet, clean it up, and return it to its rightful owner. Yeah. Of course I'm on it, sir. Well, that's exactly the attitude we need to have around here. That's great. Well, we're burning daylight, son, so get on it. There's nothing worse than a crappy serpent. Once you're done, report back to me for your next assignment. I mean, honestly, part of me wants to be a fly in the wall when these discussions are happening. But at any rate, that's news item number 1. The serpent in the toilet. News item number 2 is, I don't fully and this is a Florida situation, so this is Miami. Part of me actually agrees with the, I don't know if you want to call it a perpetrator. First of all, how did this make it to the news? Why is this news? Second of all, why is this news? And third of all, why the heck is this news? How does this become, with all that's happening in the world, this has become news. So in Miami, which I don't know if anyone has been to Florida, but once you hit the South, Georgia, Florida, and then especially as you go down towards Miami, it becomes, so ridiculously humid. You can like swim through the air. I mean, it's really that humid. And women, especially women like my wife is black, and she has that hair where, like, okay, if you straighten your hair, you've got like 48 hours tops. I mean, you got a day, sometimes less than a day, before the hair is frizzy again if you're outside walking around in this humidity. It's horrible. So I get it, right? But no, this Florida woman was in a bar next to the bathroom. So there must have been like an outlet there. She was next to the bathroom in Miami, and she saw an outlet. She plugs in her hot iron and starts straightening her hair. Somehow this made the news. The owner approached her and was like, "Ma'am, I suggest you put the hot iron down and grab some hot wings. We here at Duffy's adhere to an extremely high code of cleanliness." Yep, that's what happened. That made the news. That made the news. What's next? Man locks his keys in his car? Nope, he didn't lock his dog or his child in the car. He just forgot his keys in the car as he went into the liquor store to get some booze. 5 o'clock news. Read all about it. Forgetful man in Florida. Hey, John, we got an order up on table 9. Let's get Hey, what in the... Oh, my God! What in the heck? Ma'am, I highly recommend you put down that hot iron. Who, me? We have a high sanitary code here at Duffy's Restaurant. Oh, and can't you read the sign right there? What? No hair straightening in the restaurant. Well, I'm sorry, sir. It's just so hard for us women. You see, I have long hair, and when it's really humid like this, it gets frizzy. How am I going to find a man? Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but guys, real quick, if I can just cut in. My name is John Sakowitz. I'm from the Evening News. This is riveting stuff. Do you mind if I write a number on this? This is just really something that people of Florida need to know, that stuff like this is happening. I mean, seriously. Is life that boring? That who reported this to the news? Who's the news person who decided to actually say, I need something to give the public. I need to just educate the public on what's happening in this world. Wait a second. Wasn't there that case of that woman with that hot iron? Well, I got to get this out there. This can't keep happening. I mean, Sarah, I don't understand. Okay, let's go back to let's go back to snakes. Okay, so in Georgia, a couple had a bit of a scare. I mean, if you go to the Huffington Post, that's how they say it. Isn't that cute? But yeah, so they were in their house, and they saw a piece of fizz on the ground, or fuzz. Okay, there it is right there. A piece of fuzz. I'm sorry. I have to get my English terms correct. You know, they found a piece of fuzz on the floor. And she's like, this fuzz is not going to stay on the floor. Like, I cleaned this floor. I'm getting the fuzz off the floor. And she reached down to move the fuzz, to pick it up. Because who wants fuzz on the floor? And the fuzz moved. And then she realized another piece of fuzz moved. And of course, I'm thinking, wow, this must be a weird type of snake. It's not a baxualated python if it's fuzzy. What kind of fuzzy snake is there? Anyways, they looked under their bed, because that's what I would do. If I found a piece of fuzz moving. I'd be like, what's going on under my bed? Is there fuzz under there? And lo and behold, 18 snakes. Yeah, they found 18 snakes. And as I was reading the article, this is what I thought was interesting. As I was reading the article, the person who wrote the article said, hey, you know what? Sometimes, like, snakes aren't that bad because people sometimes have mice in their house. And it's preferable to have the snakes in the house because they'll eat the mice. And I'm thinking, no. If I'm in my bedroom and a mouse runs across the floor, okay. A mouse ran across the floor. You buy a trap. You do what you got to do. If I'm in my bedroom and there's 18 snakes in there, I'm not going to say, oh, thank God. I'm so happy there's 18 snakes in my bedroom with me while I try to sleep. Those dreaded mice are never going to stand a chance against them. I'm sorry. None of that makes sense to me. Kill the mice, kill the snakes, get everything out of here. Anyways, I just thought that was something. One last piece of news that I think is interesting, and I have to tie music into this episode somehow because this podcast was actually started because of music, right? I mean, B sharp and C. So anyways, this comes out of Jordan, all right? A guy and his wife are hanging from a paraglider sailor thing, and they're getting ready to take off. They're hanging above the ocean. Essentially, it's like when you hang something into a snake cage or into like, a shark pit or an alligator pit, and you wait for the animals to jump up and grab it to eat it. Except here, it's your leg. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me just... Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from Jordan, the first ever shark attack while parasailing. That's right. This man was hanging there like a piece of kebab above the ocean, and up comes Jaws and bites off the man's face. Bit his face off. No, I'm just kidding. It actually bit his foot. And what was interesting about this is that the man survived. I mean, I guess that's not really interesting. It's more good. That he didn't bleed to death. Bit his foot. I'm going to guess he's going to have some serious issues walking. Some tendons and stuff were ripped. He did live. And this is what I like about this. And I'm going to tie in some music just because I like to tie in music. It's what I do. If you go to YouTube and watch this video, and trust me, I do not like watching videos of people get hurt. I have a friend from work, and I don't know why he does this. And if he's listening, I just want to let you know you're sick. You got something wrong with you. I got a friend from work who in like group chats, like on WhatsApp or whatever, which I hate. He's like, guys, check out this really cool video I found. And I'm like, oh. And I'm watching the video, and it's a man standing in the street. And then like a pickup truck comes and hits the guy, runs him over, and the man dies. And I'm like, thank you. I feel so informed now. Guys, check out this video. And it's a man falling off a skyscraper and just landing on the ground below. So I stopped watching every video from this particular person because it's like I don't want to watch people die or get hurt. But I read the article first about this shark attack and realized it was not as serious as I had first thought. So I went onto YouTube and watched it. This is what I love about this. And it proves to me that everyone in this world is an entertainer. I mean, look at me. I'm here with a stupid podcast like, hey, let me do some funny voices for you. Everyone's an entertainer. Everyone understands there needs to be something else aside from life. Just life kind of sucks. You got to add something. And so this shark attack video, which you can barely see because it's like from 7 trillion yards away, there's scary music in the background the whole entire time. I am so happy John Williams opted to do the film score for this YouTube video, because it wouldn't be like good otherwise. But the scary music in the background really drives it home. It made me afraid. I was wicked scared. Anyways, that is all I have to say. This episode's over. It's over. It was over before it started. But anyways, thank you for listening to this episode. It's a surprise episode. Monday morning, I am hoping that this episode brings a smile, even if it's a half of a smile to your face on a Monday morning. You know why? Because Mondays suck. And I think that this episode is going to make at least one person laugh. And I made someone happy, at least for a moment. I helped someone forget their problems. And that's actually a really important thing, in my opinion. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of B Sharp and C. Yes, B Sharp and C. What the? Follow me on B Sharp and C, Facebook or Instagram. Email us. Hate us all you want. I'm not afraid of hate. Keep it groovy, baby, at gmail.com. Please avoid diving into pools that don't have water. And remember, the cat will only get your tongue if you try to lick it. At any rate, this is Artie Astor, your host of B Sharp and C, saying until next time, keep it groovy, baby.